So many Christian entrepreneurs are struggling financially in their business. I don't want that for you. So many are leaving money on the table. Today, I am going to walk you through my step-by-step guide of how to set your prices, not only that aligns with your faith and your values, but it brings a true profit to your business. So stick around because today's episode is going to be your ticket to unlocking the secrets to setting profitable prices. All right, so let's dive right on in. Well, what's up, authority builders? Welcome back to the Angelica Prather Show, where faith meets finances and where I truly believe that Christian entrepreneurs can not only just thrive, but also make a coin, okay? And so if that is what you are all about and you want to answer the call, do what God called you to do, but also make money doing it, then join us Christian entrepreneurs, faith-driven entrepreneurs, and hit that subscribe button to never miss an episode. And I promise you, you will not regret it. So today's episode is going to be a slightly different because my skill set is a pricing specialist and an income strategist, and how I have walked my clients to actually getting 50% of increase in their business, seeing major jumps in their financial business because they just implement the right pricing strategy. They look for the income streams that can add additional revenue, not adding more to their plate, but just looking in their business as a whole. So I'm going to take you inside to the tool that I created called the Yummy Money. I'm going to walk you through my pricing formula so that you can have a clear understanding what it really takes to run a profitable business. And the two things of why most people are not as successful in their business is, number one, they over-religionize this part. You know, they're like, I got to pray about it. This is actual data and numbers, okay? You do not have to pray about your numbers, right? You need to be very intentional and disciplined on how to steward the gifts, not only the gifts, but the talents that you have, but also make a profit. And so when you are undercharging in your business, basically what you're saying is, I'm just going to give it away for the free 99, and you are dishonoring the business that you currently were blessed with, okay? And the second part is that every time you undercharge, you are also discrediting or taking away from your family. So I want that to sink in a little bit, because most Christian entrepreneurs, it's like, I feel bad for charging, or I, have to make up all the excuses. This is not a prayer moment. This is actually being a CEO of the company. You have to remove yourself from the results of what your clients are getting. This is a business. Math doesn't have any feelings. It just tells the truth. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty of it. Entrepreneurs, kingdom entrepreneurs, you know that God is calling you to greatness, going beyond what you've already done in your business. You've been looking on the sidelines and you're like, I want to create a business and scale a business that goes beyond just the status quo. No longer should we sit on the sidelines when we serve the ultimate God. See, God is looking for radical people to do the work on this earth, and your business is a sign and a testament that God trusted you to do something on this earth. Well, I want to just have a special invitation to invite you into Authority Builders, which is a community for Christian entrepreneurs just like you. If you are a woman entrepreneur who wants to grow a God-centered business and make a lasting impact, number one, on the kingdom, but number two, make that coin as well, then Authority Builders is right for you. You want to hit that link down in the description below and sign up for the wait list. This is not your ordinary community. This is God-led, Holy Spirit-led, but we also partner with practicality. So you're going to learn exactly how to charge for your services. You're going to learn how to let the Holy Spirit lead you to know that you can hear the voice of the Lord. So it's not just going to be from me in there. There are going to be tons of other educators that's going to come and speak to you how to write the book. Maybe God is calling you to do certain things in your life that you just been sitting on the sidelines waiting because you're like, I just want to do what I'm called to do and do it quietly. That's all good. But God is looking for you to take a stand in today's world. So, are you ready to grow your business that makes a lasting impact for the kingdom of God? Go ahead and join the waitlist for Authority Builders. I promise you will not be disappointed. Now, let's get back to this episode. Before I get into that, I want to break down what my pricing formula that I have used for years and helps so many other clients as well. And so the pricing formula is your profit plus your business expenses plus your personal expenses plus your retirement, or I like to say your runway money, equals your service fee. If your prices does not cover those 4 brackets, you are going to be completely struggling in your business because you're not covering the main expenses of what it takes, number 1, for the business to operate and run, and number 2, for you as a CEO to actually live off of. You are an entity of the business. You are not the business, okay? And so most service providers, if you're in the service-based industry, you use your talents and gifts, your mindset, to actually show up at this business and serve your clients. You have to remove yourself from the business because you should be receiving a paycheck, whether you're on proper payroll or you're not on payroll. And I did a whole video on how to organize your finances, and I'll leave the link in the description of this video so you guys can go watch that. That's like part 1 of how to organize your finance. This is going to take you inside your business so that you can have a successful 2024, okay? So let's dive right on in. I'm going to take you and show you. All right, so now you are looking at what I call the cash flow. This is the first part to actually formulating your prices. So we're going to look at our business expenses. I've already filled it out as an example just to kind of show you. I'll walk you through it kind of quickly so you can kind of see the first part of it. So in our cash flow, our monthly cash flow plan, this is where you're going to list all your business expenses. And I personally recommend that you understand the cost. When you don't understand the cost of your business, then you're just pricing and shooting numbers out of the hip. You should know this number like the back of your hand. So when it comes to setting your prices, you want to begin with a deep dive into understanding the cost. It's not just about covering your expenses, but ensuring that your business thrives. So think of this just as God provides for us, your pricing should provide for your business. So I want you to grab a pen and a paper as we break down your fixed and variable costs. So don't worry, we're going to keep it simple. I promise you. Okay. So when we think about this example, is going to be for a salon owner or if you're a suite owner, doesn't matter. This is just most of the people that I've worked with, but I've also worked with accountants. I've worked with attorneys. I've worked with business coaches. I've worked with executives of all sorts. So don't worry about it. If you're a coach or consultant, this can all work as well. So just for the sake of an example, you're going to list all of your fixed expenses first. That breaks down into monthly. For a salon owner, they're going to have like different certifications they're going to have to renew. This could be your business license. You want to make sure that all of that is listed here. And although it's monthly, you might pay this every 2 years. You want to break that up. And in our Yummy Money, it breaks it up by the month. So if you put that it's $200 a year, maybe, or it comes out just throwing out a random number, or maybe it's $60 a year. I'm sorry. It's going to do the monthly cost, how much you should be putting away for this. So you always have the money for your fixed and variable costs, okay? So just for the sake of this example, I have our salon rent at $1,500. I have streaming cable is $95, utilities at $500, phone and internet is $100. If you are using a phone for your business, that is a tax write-off. So make sure that you're checking with your accountant, other expenses that you can be writing off. Credit card, if you pay for your salon to be cleaned by a cleaning service, that's $300. If you are giving tithe, that is a business expense. If you're using a CRM system, I threw my CRM system that I use, which is CoreSpot 360. Brings the business expenses to $3,700, $37.10 This does it by the cent. Do not skip this. Do not round up numbers or anything like that, and continue to add whatever expenses are, okay? Then we're going to scroll over and let's look at our personal expenses. And I'm going to show you what the next column is all about, okay? So looking at our personal expenses, we have our mortgage or rent. You have lights, gas, your car note. Now, this could be argued, but you want to check with your accountant. I put this in our personal expenses for now, but it can be write-off as if you're using a business for using your car for a business. So you want to check with your accountant on what is the best structure or what you can write off in this particular segment, okay? Because the rules change quite often. So you want to make sure that your accountant is very knowledgeable on what are some tax strategies that you can use to maximize your tax bill legally, okay? Insurance, if you have health insurance or anything like that, then your monthly expenses here for this example is $53.77, okay? Now, moving on over, I'm going to move me over so you guys can see. So, revenue income. This is where people get stuck because they don't think about all of their revenue that's coming in. This is why, if you go back to video part 1, it shows you where your streams of income should be coming from. Where are they coming from and how do they look on paper? So this helps you to kind of get clear. I left this blanks for this example. So let's say for your services, you made about $5,000 for that particular month. Remember, this is in month increments. Now, if you did this for the year, you can do this as well to kind of help you plan ahead. So I use this also to plan ahead for the year to track it, okay? Let's say for monthly product sales, you end up selling about $2,000. If you sell any digital products, that would be i.e. courses or anything that's an ebook or something that's digital, that's actually a product. You want to separate that because that is a separate product as well. And so let's say you did $1,000. And then if you collected salon rent, let's say you have no employees that's working for you, or you may have had a person come in to rent your salon, then that's salon rent. That is separate income. So for this example, we're just going to put that you collected $500. You had someone come in. Affiliate marketing. This is your Amazon store. This is any products that you may offer to other people and you're getting paid a commission. This is not you selling anything, but just referring people to certain products. So let's just say this was $50. You didn't make a lot. So for this example, you made $85.50 for this, okay? So this is going to show you your personal expenses, your business expenses, and how much revenue you actually collected. And this is going to show you exactly why you might need to increase your pricing today. So I'm going to show you on sheet number 2 what this looks like. Okay, so now that we have figured out our monthly cash flow, now we're going to get into what does it actually take for our business to run. This is when our numbers start to really make sense, and why I say it's so important that you understand exactly what it takes to run your business, okay? So let's just add these numbers up. This is your current income. Should be all 0, by the way, because I was playing with this earlier, so I'm going to just show you exactly what this looks like, okay? So now we have it all filled out exactly how our numbers look. Our current income that we had made was $85.50. Our business expenses, which is $37.10, and then our personal expenses, which is extremely high, which should be to some degree. If you can keep it low, keep it low. But usually this is where the bulk of the income usually goes, is to our personal expenses. And that's $53.77.20. Now for this example, this is exactly why most people feel like they never have money in their business, is because they're operating in a net loss. And so from this example, this is exactly why you're not making money. Now, just throwing out a random number, I'm just going to show you for the sake of it. If this was even, let's put this here. Let's say you were bringing in $10,000. You're only making, there's enough left over, it's only $913. And so think about, that's a little bit of money for the amount of business you're generating. But I want you to look at this from a different set of lenses, okay? The personal expenses is already paying for your personal household. And the way my formula works is that you're going to be able to pay yourself, pay your personal expenses. And so this money, this $913, is literally going to be what I like to call runway money. So we want you to be in the positive so that there's runway money, there's like leftover money, because we tell our money exactly what to do, and we also give every dollar a name. So that's what makes my formula much, much different, okay? And so I'm going to show you another part of the Yummy Money calculator that really helps you to kind of forward think, to start projecting what do you want your, not only your numbers to be, but what do I need to do in my business? Because a lot of times we'll see the number and it's just in our head, but we don't have a clear blueprint of how to get there. So this is where I like to tell my clients to dream a little bit, and how far do you want to push the company to get the revenue sales that you want? Because it's one thing to have the financial goal, but once we have the financial goal, how do we funnel it down and make it an actionable step that we can actually do? How many clients do we need to be serving? How many hours do we need to be putting in the business in order for it to generate? Do I need to replace myself as a CEO and bringing another staff in so that there's now more revenue coming in, because I'm now able to take duplicate amounts of people? This is where I tell people your pricing is actually the heartbeat of your company, and then your systems is like the brains of your business. If you don't have a good system when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your operation, how you're moving your client segments, where are they going? If you don't have that, then it's going to be really hard to build something that's profitable and actually tangible to be sold. And I know you might not be there, but every business should be thinking about positioning itself to ever be acquired. Okay, because you might not want to keep it forever, or you might want to pass it down. That's fine. I don't know what your plans are, but if you do have plans for your business to be acquired, you want to make sure that the systems and the pricing structure, the revenue, is actually solid. Okay, so now that I got all that out there, let's move on to the monthly goals, right? This is my favorite part because I think that a lot of people don't do this very well. So let's say we already know that our business expenses was really high, but for the sake of example, let's say we were able to get our business expenses down to $3,000. We found other softwares to work. We were able to fine tune certain things in our lives. Our personal expenses went down to $5,500 instead of $53, or let's just say they stayed exactly the same. I'm sorry, I said it went down. It actually went up. So let's just say for this example, it's $53.77.20. Stayed exactly the same. Nothing's changed. But this is where the beautiful part is. You want to increase your profit. You're like, I, as a CEO, want to take more profit shares of what the company is actually bringing in. So let's say you want to take an additional 50% of what the business is currently generating now. And then you want to say, okay, for retirement, I want to be able to put away at least 30% of my income, because I'm getting older. I want to be able to maybe take this money and reinvest it into my life however I want. This is going to tell you what your monthly revenue goal should be for your business and for yourself. So right now, in order to actually make this a reality, your business needs to be generating $15,079. This is where you can now funnel it and figure out, how do I get there? The how is the key part, and that's what I help you to do, right? So we use this as our guide, but if I know that your goal is to hit 15,000, it's my job to partner with you and say, okay, where is the money going to come from? Where is it going to come from? Clients? Is it going to come from a new product? How can we develop what you already have and then take it and make it into something better and greater? Maybe you need a new segmented group to come in or to be marketing to actually bring in additional revenue. So this is where it comes into knowing your market. And this is where I stress to a lot of clients, who you're currently serving might not be your ideal client of where you desire to go. Or you might be, servicing your clients now, but they're looking for something greater and better. And so I want you to explore your target audience, your competitors, and the value that you bring. When you know the value that you bring, it's easy to position your company as the go-to for whatever services that you offer. And this could be applied to any business. And so this gets you closer to value-driven pricing, okay? And that's what I love. I'm team value-driven, because anyone who's in a service industry, number one, you have to provide value for the client. Number two, it has to match what the perceived value for the client is, because they don't care about sometimes the price. They care more about how it is perceived in their mind. And I'll give you an example. BMW does not care about if you can afford their product or not. They make their product and they position their product to stand out in a marketplace. So whether you used to drive a Toyota, it might be your dream to get a BMW. They don't figure out if you can afford it as the customer. You figure out if you can afford it and you go get the BMW because of the way they show up in the market. They position themselves as a luxury product and you want to be in that car. it's no different for you as a service provider, okay? So you have to detach yourself from being so emotionally connected to how my clients are going to feel about the prices, okay? So I have to put that out there. All right, so let's move on, okay? Because I can go off. This is like my favorite topic and my favorite thing to do. And I love when my clients get a chance to like really see their numbers turn into reality. So now we're going to move into the value-based pricing structure that I help my clients like truly formulate and really get clear. And so this is how we break it down. We understand that there's 12 months in a year, there's 52 weeks in that we work. We need to understand, how do we break that up in our monthly revenue goals? So as we stated before, that's our revenue desires or the goal that we're trying to attract. And then we have our reality on one side. So we need to figure out, how do we get there, right? And so when we base these numbers off of a $10,000, then you know that you're making slightly over $100,000, because $8,300 a month brings you to $100,000 of revenue. But that does not mean that you're taking home a profit, okay? That does, if your expenses are very high, you might see hardly no profit, because you are, as much as the business is generating, and maybe you're putting it back into marketing, maybe you're putting all the dollars in, which is nothing wrong with that. Just know that you're not going to be making a major profit. My goal is to get you to be profitable so that you as CEO are taking money home, okay? So for this example, let's just say the revenue goals is about $150,000. Well, actually, let's go back to what the revenue goals is for your desire, which is $15,000. So let's get there. All right, so you want to make a goal of $15,079. So for the sake of this example, this is going to walk you through what you need to be charging, okay? So the yearly revenue goal is $948. Sorry, y'all. All over the place, okay? Get excited, a little too excited. So you're working 12 months out of the year, so we're going to leave those numbers exactly the same. And this actually calculates for you, so you don't have to figure out the math. Once you put in your yearly target revenue goals, then it does the math for you. And I'll show you another example just so you get clear on it. So that means monthly you need to be generating, that number matches right up here with your monthly revenue goals, $15,079. Your weekly goals, a lot of times we see the big number and that scares us. Don't want that to scare you. I want you to get very clear that this is not to scare you, but this is to break it down in bite sizes, okay? If you're tracking, let me know in the comments that you're tracking and that it's making a little bit more sense for you. Okay. And then your weekly goals, every week in your business, you need to be generating $3,480. Sorry, y'all. And then your daily revenue goals is $754. And then we break it down even a little sweeter. $94 an hour is the revenue goal. So when we see that small number, we're not afraid of it, because that's $94 an hour just to reach that goal. Then it's my job to really help you segment, where is that money coming from? Where are the clients? And then we look at what your old prices were, and then we see what that jump is. And then I bridge the gap on how do we get from this dollar amount to this dollar amount, and what steps we need to be taking. And that's really what a pricing strategist does, is really goes into corporations or small business owners, partner with you guys to see, where is the money missing from? Where is it showing up? And why is it not showing up? And 9 times out of 10, like I said earlier, it's in your pricing, and you're just leaving money all on the table. And as a Christian entrepreneur, or just in business in general, there are a lot of people that will teach you how to, they say, I can get you to make more money. The thing about making more money is, if you're not disciplined in making the money, my job is to keep you to sustain the money. Then from sustaining, it's to multiply the money. Because if we're Christian entrepreneurs, God calls us to multiply. We don't have to be so skilled in this particular area. But if you think about the person with the different talents, and they were going to sow their different talents and get an investment, you want a return of investment on the time that you're putting into your business. And this business is honoring God in whatever way that you are deeming fit. He told you to start the business. He told you to run the business. This part is not questionable. This part of running the business makes you a true CEO. And this is how you're going to steward running the business accurately, okay? So I said I was going to give you another example because I know there are people that's like, that's a lot of money. I'm not even there yet. So I want to show you something just much lower. So let's say your goal is just to make $75,000. And I believe that's pretty low, but that's my opinion. No offense to those who are in the comments. And if you're not there yet, let me know. I'm trying to get to 100K, okay? No shame, no shade. I want to see you win this year, okay? So $75,000 is what you're trying to make. You're going to be working about 12 months out of the year. But I just want to show you, let's say you want to take off and work only 11 months out of the year. It's going to show you exactly, it's going to do the math for you. So you're going to take a whole month off. And this is what I advise my clients. You may not take the whole entire month, but this is how a CEO gives themselves, or an entrepreneur gives themselves, time off in the midst of running their business. So that's 4 weeks out of the year you're taking off, and it doesn't have to be all at once, but let's think about there's major holidays. So you might take off on Thanksgiving holiday, you might take off on Christmas. This is how you cover yourself when it's just a solo entrepreneur, or maybe just you, or whatever the case may be. Now you're at a place where you're like, okay, I'm only working 11 months, so I need to plan for the 11 months and cover my expenses, okay? So let's just say $6,818 you're going to be making, okay? Let's scroll over. That's your weekly goals of $1,442. Your daily goals are a little bit lower. That is $1,313. $313. Sorry, I'm looking at numbers and all over my screen. And then that brings your hourly goal, revenue goals, to only $39. I like to round up, so let's just say you're at $40 an hour for whatever the service is. We take that hourly goal. Let me say this part. I am not telling you to charge hourly. This is to show you how you should be structuring your business to cover every expenses. What I do is, from this hourly number, we look at the services and then we add and create the value pack for your clients. This is not, oh, I charge hourly. So I have to put that out here. It's just to show you how to cover every expense, from personal to taxes, retirement, to your personal expenses and business expenses, not to charge hourly. So I have to say that. But if you don't know how much it actually costs you to be in your business, then 9 times out of 10, you're not even including yourself as an asset to the business, and you're not going to be covering all your expenses. So this is how you kind of come up with your pricing. And there you have it, Authority Builders, a step-by-step guide to setting profitable prices while staying true to your faith, the value that you provide. And as Christian entrepreneurs, we all want to thrive in business. Nobody wants to be on the broke wheel in their business. And what I just showed you can work for several different businesses, even if you are just selling actual physical, tangible products. I didn't get into that part of the video, but there are so many different forms that I have, so much data that I can actually show you how to price your services accurately. And so the Yummy Money does so many other things when it comes to your products. If you're using hair extensions, if you're a hairstylist, the list goes on and on and on, that what the Yummy Money tool can actually be. It's one that I sat down and took my time to create because I knew that this was the part that people were missing. And I wanted to make sure that not only would I create something that you guys can use repeatedly, you would not be a slave to me actually showing you how to use this tool. And so my clients end up loving it, and it's been an easy way. And I've already showed you part 1 of what that looks like to actually structure and tell your money where to go. So it does a lot, okay? So I hope that this video was a food for thought, and really you were going to start looking at your finances and your business from a different set of lenses and detaching. If this video helped you or even got you thinking, share this with another fellow entrepreneur. Whether they're in the Christian space, they're a Christian entrepreneur, or they are just an entrepreneur. The goal is that we do not have to struggle in business. We've made entrepreneurship so complicated, and it really doesn't have to be this way. And so I'm just sharing what God has given me as a tool to create, to actually share it with you guys. I hope that you guys win this year, you thrive this year, you have a prosperous and wonderful year, that you just see God's favor all over your business, okay? So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you just subscribe, and just remember that your business is a vessel that God has given you to work. So setting your prices is a part of that. And so until next time, keep aiming high, keep believing in yourself, and your journey to success starts with one single step. And I'll see you next time. Bye.